Hello, day 14. One of the things that people have said forever about wild writing is that it's a very cheap form of therapy. And they sort of laugh about it like, we'll come to your class. It's just, we feel better afterwards. It's cheaper than therapy. And it's sort of funny, but it's really true. And writing will do that for you if you've done much journaling or just much writing. When you lay yourself down on the page and you tell the truth and you speak to yourself like that, it's super therapeutic, and you can often sort of work things out on the page like that. And we're certainly in some deep times where we're up against a lot of things that um, are probably, we're seeing things about ourselves. And I'm not a therapist, so I'm not going to say much about that, except to say that I think that what's happened since we've had to sort of shelter at home is that anything we used to do that made us feel better, gave us some control over our lives, or whether it be getting out for that run when we felt like it all the time, or going to see a friend, or always, being social, or going shopping, or whatever it was that we did to feel better. I think we're all sort of seeing, when we look at what we're not able to do, that there's stuff, there's like some pent up stuff possibly happening. I don't know if that's happening for you. It's kind of happening for me. I used to go to the grocery store a whole lot more, and now I'm forced to sort of consider what I have and to quiet down all my cravings for this or for that, and just settle down into what I have. And it's not always comfortable, it doesn't always feel delicious, but so I don't know, whatever's coming up for you. And I chose this poem because I feel like it speaks to this. It can open this up for us. And so it's a poem called What Do We Say in Dark Times by Jean Reinhold. She's a really fabulous poet. I'll read it a couple times, and I'm going to give you some jump off lines. What do we say in dark times when our courage is no longer a sustained force? We must retrieve what we have given away. The dead birds at the spiral jetty, a scrim filled with forgotten moths, the feather and bones of our stories. The truth of our lives is never what we expect. We deceive ourselves so we don't feel the pain of our deceits. Ask yourself, what am I protecting? Then go as far as you know how to go while still staying alive. Do what water does. Go to the places you call home with the gifts you carry. Then tell me the cry of your heart. Grief will dare you to love once more. I'm aware of what I'm not seeing, and I need to tell you, I would walk across the plains with you. Tell me, if we were to cut open our words, would they bleed? So some of this poem is going to speak to you, and some might. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to read it again because the poem sort of seasons us and takes us into a world, in just outside of where our minds are. We're in a world, and then the jump off line allows us to just start moving. Okay, I'll give you lines, but if you hear one you like a lot, or you just have a memory or a trigger of something, let's do it. I'm also going to give you some alternative jump off lines. I like to do that. I've got a big book here. I wonder if I can put it on my lap so I don't have to reach for it in the video. Here's the poem once more. What do we say in dark times by Jean Reinhold. What do we say in dark times when our courage is no longer a sustained force? We must retrieve what we have given away. The dead birds at the spiral jetty, a scrim filled with forgotten moths, the feather and bones of our stories. The truth of our lives is never what we expect. We deceive ourselves so we don't feel the pain of our deceits. Ask yourself, what am I protecting? Then go as far as you know how to go while still staying alive. Do what water does. Go to the places you call home with the gifts you carry. Then tell me the cry of your heart. Grief will dare you to love once more. I'm aware of what I'm not seeing, and I need to tell you, I'd walk across the plains with you. Tell me, if we were to cut open our words, would they bleed? Here's a couple lines. Ask yourself, what am I protecting? Or what am I protecting? I think that's wonderful. If you resonate with that, what am I protecting? And this other line here, This is what I'm not seeing. This is what I'm not seeing. And if you don't care for those lines, I love this. You don't have to be a hero. You don't have to be a hero. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Come to the end of a thought. You don't have to be a hero. That's one. And another line that's really great is you might find this hard to believe, but you might find this hard to believe, but okay. I think you know what you're doing. Day 14. I don't need to say any more. I need to send you off to do some writing. Timer 15 minutes. Keep going. Write as poorly as possible. This is cheap therapy. It's therapeutic for you.